Am I the asshole for accepting cake at my friend's birthday party? So this is a bit of a weird one. I, 41M, was at a friend's birthday party on the weekend just past. There were 9 of us at the party including the birthday boy, which is surprisingly relevant. All fake names from here on out. Amy, 30-ish F, one of the guests, baked a cake for the birthday boy. After the relevant party traditions of singing the birthday song, and the hip hip hooraying that happens after the birthday song here in Australia, I went back to talking to one of my friends when Amy came up to me and the other friend with 2 plates of cake and offered them to my friend and I. We both said yes, thanked her, and then she made a really odd face and walked away. My friend and I both said it was weird, and went back to chatting. I ate some of the cake and it had desiccated coconut inside it, which I don't particularly like, so after a couple of bites, I ignored it and then chucked it out when the party ended about an hour or so later. About 45 minutes ago, Stephen, 30-ish M, Amy's partner, sent me a series of angry texts. 8 a.m. on a Monday morning is really not the best time to receive angry texts. Saying how Amy spent last night crying about how she didn't get to eat any of her cake and that I took a slice of it only to throw it away and deprive her of her own cake, and that she only cut 8 slices since she knows I don't like coconut, but I took her slice and threw it away to spite her. I replied, why did she even offer me any cake if she knew there was coconut inside? Stephen said that she did it to be polite and not leave me out, and that I was an asshole for taking her slice and throwing it away. I forwarded the message to my other friends that were there, and most of them have left me on read so far, except one who responded with a thumbs down emoji, and another who hasn't seen it yet, as of this writing. The fact that no one's responding to me is making me worry that I might have been the asshole here. Not the asshole. What a bizarre situation. You cut enough cake for everyone there, including yourself, and don't hand cake to people if you're relying on them turning it down so you can eat it yourself. You did the right thing by accepting it, it would have been more rude to decline. She seems weird as she's making this a much bigger issue than it is. Wait. So Stephen, her partner, ate cake and didn't give her any? And then he messaged you about not liking the cake that was offered to you? Amy and Stephen are perfect for each other, ha 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 ha. Not the asshole. P.S. Coconut is delicious, you're wrong there. Totally 100% not the asshole. Amy spent last night crying about how she didn't get to eat any of her cake. She's 30-ish? Seriously? Why did she even offer me any cake if she knew there was coconut inside? Good question. I read your post twice because I thought I must be missing something. To reiterate, in my humble opinion you are not the AH here. Who behaves like that, sends a ton of aggressive messages over a slice of cake, SMH. You deserve way better friends though. If Amy at her age is crying all night for a piece of cake, she needs to see a psychiatrist, urgently. Amy made a cake for Stephen's 30-ish birthday and then spent the night crying because she doesn't know how to cut a damn cake. Or IDK ask people who wanted a slice or nit. That's some fuck dramatic making someone else's birthday exhausting shit. In ta, but Amy is definitely ta. Not the asshole. What an overreaction. Their response really takes the cake. Am I the asshole for telling a child no? Recently at a school event, the teacher asked if the parent group I'm a part of could provide cookies and cocoa. I thought it might be nice to also provide things to add to the cocoa, in this case marshmallows, whipped cream, and sprinkles. I had a child tell me that she doesn't drink cocoa and asked for just a cup of whipped cream. Note she and her friends were the first in line. As she ate the chocolate chip cookies, I'm fairly certain it wasn't an allergy to chocolate, just a preference to not drink cocoa. As soon as she asked, the 5 other kids wanted to have just a cup of the whipped cream too. So I could see where this would end up. So I told her no, that I was sorry, I only had a limited supply of the whipped cream and if I told her yes I'd have to let everyone do it too and the people behind her in line wouldn't have the cream to add to their cocoa. I offered her a cup to grab some water, but she stomped away mad. 5 minutes later, her mom came up and asked for a cup of whipped cream, and there was another immediate chorus of people wanting cups of whipped cream too. So I explained again about the whipping cream and the people in line, and mom stomped away mad. A teacher who was attending the event with her child and not connected to the class or parent group, only had a child in the class, came up and asked, with the predictable round of, "Me too." I again explained as there is still a line out the door and down the hall, and only having a certain amount of whipped cream available, if I say yes to this child, I'll have to let everyone get cups of cream too, so I was sorry, but the answer is no. When this unconnected teacher caught me with my back turned, she took the whipped cream anyway and gave it to the child. Which started an avalanche of folks wanting the same thing. So I kept having to say no, sorry, no for the next 45 minutes until everyone had made it through the line. I will say that we didn't end up running out, but the last person to use it got the very last bit out of the last can. So am I the asshole for saying no, and for being mad at that person doing it anyway? Not the asshole, but this would turn me off from ever volunteering for this stuff in the future. The teacher who asked you to just bring cocoa, but not things to add to it, probably saw this coming a mile away. Not the asshole. As a room mom for many years and countless headaches, welcome to volunteering at a school. Hang in there. You will learn from each experience, and the teachers really do appreciate the help, despite the bad behavior of the one in this story. Not the asshole. Report that teacher to the administration if she works at this school. There was a limited amount of whipped cream. You had no way of guessing that you needed to buy a full cup of whipped cream each for 40 kids. No one would buy that. You could be a mobile Starbucks van and you still wouldn't plan for that silly request. Not the asshole for not giving the child a puppuccino. Kids will eat an entire cup of straight sugar or a family-sized bag of chips if you let them. They would have each run off with a full can of whipped cream if you let them. Kids will always ask for an inappropriate portion of any desired food. It's our job as adults to teach them appropriate portion control so that everyone gets a portion. I don't get why people are saying YTA dollars to donuts. These are the same folks who appease their own kids and will end up with entitled little assholes who at 18 don't understand why their parent can't just call the company and whine them into a job. Not the asshole. One of the kindest thing you can do for a child long term is to tell them no enough times. Would I be the asshole if I returned a birthday gift from my partner for the second year in a row? My birthday is around the corner and my partner surprised me with an outing with some close family members at a nice restaurant, and then we went back to our house to cap off the evening with drinks, cake, and some gifts. As I opened up gifts, I had a smorgasbord of things that would be enjoyed, mostly small snacks, candies and jerky, as well as small gift cards for local food places I can run to on the way home on longer workdays instead of worrying about what I'd have to cook when getting home. All in all, they know me pretty well. The problem arises with my partner and his gift giving. He is very materialistic and thinks if the gift is not a big or well-known brand then it is not worth having or giving. A few examples over the years. One year he got me a coat with a fur-lined hood that, while it was a nice coat, it was 100% not something I'd ever worn or showed interest in wearing. I'm basically like King Midas' pigpen cousin. Everything I touch gets dirty immediately, hence I tend to buy cheaper things that I do not mind getting worn and torn. Another year he got me a Puma outfit which consisted of mostly white with some black trim shoes that were a bit too tight and a hoodie that was at least one size too small. Had to return and get a bigger size shoe, but they did not have the next size up hoodie for that style, which is likely why he got the smaller size at the time. Last year he got me a Keurig coffee maker which I had heard good things about but came to realize it was not ideal for me for two reasons. One, it was much larger than my current coffee maker, and would not easily fit on the counter under the shelves, and two, it would either make a single serving cup via a pod, or an entire pot, which felt like a waste when I would basically just have 2 cups in the morning. For the Keurig, ended up telling him to return it, but it was already outside of the return window because he had bought it way early and just had it waiting to give, so I ended up giving it to his mother instead, who had a small coffee business at the time. Thought that was the end of it. Until today. He got me some nice cologne and a nice hoodie, though too small again. However, the main gift he got me was another coffee maker. This time a Ninja brand, but almost the exact same footprint as the Keurig, where it will not easily fit under the shelf and I'd have to turn it sideways where it is teetering on the sink lip for the plug to reach. He's already made the comment about how it was expensive and I better not want to return it like the last one. I feigned excitement since we had other family members over, but after seeing how big it is and it is likely going to be the same issue as the Keurig, I have no intention of using it. I am 100% fine with my $30 Mr. Coffee and do not need one with all the different brewing modes and other bells and whistles. So, would I be the asshole if I told him I want to return it while it's still in the return period? Info. Does your partner know you, like, at all? Does he listen to you? This seems to go beyond gift giving, to be honest. Not the asshole. This requires a much deeper conversation than just your desire to return this gift. It is like your partner wants you to be a completely different person. Are you sure he likes and respects you? Not the asshole. Gifts are supposed to be a gesture of love and understanding. If your partner repeatedly misses the mark on something that should be quite personal, it definitely suggests a deeper issue in the communication or understanding department. 2 years in a row? That's a pattern that needs addressing. Wanting to return a gift doesn't make you ungrateful. It shows that you value sincerity and thoughtfulness over superficial gestures. Have that heart-to-heart talk with your partner, assess your mutual understanding and compatibility. Remember, it's the thought that counts, and right now, the thought seems a bit misaligned. I'm troubled by him continually buying clothes for you that are too small. And also things you obviously won't like. Does he like you? Not the asshole. Not the asshole. It reminds me of a friend where her ex-fiancé constantly bought her stuff she didn't care for. She realized he was always buying her stuff that the other wives at his office had. Think the episode of Sex and the City where Big Buys carries the gem purse. I think gift giving can be hard, but these gifts are just strange, trying to force a sense of fancy you don't care about. My husband of 10 years may not be the best gift giver, but he has a note list in his phone, or at least tries buying things I would like. Think a theme like Bridgerton. I hope you can talk this out. Not the asshole. You sound practical. He sounds materialistic. Nothing wrong with either of these things, when there's communication involved. And I mean clear communication and active listening skills. Ahem. Boyfriend. Ahem. It's y'all against the problem and not him versus you, ya know? Edit. Formatting. Would I be the asshole if I purposely didn't get my niece what she wanted for Christmas? I have 3 nieces, Alice, 14, Olivia, 11, and Ella, 8. 2 weeks ago, I went to visit them. I told them that I was going to be shopping for their Christmas presents soon, and asked them each in turn what they would like me to get them. They prefer to ask for specific things rather than get surprises. The eldest 2, Alice and Olivia, both gave me short lists of things they wanted. Ella just said she wanted Stitch stuff, as in Lilo and Stitch. She didn't have any specific ideas, just Stitch-themed merchandise in general. So I went out and bought all their presents. For Alice and Olivia, I chose a few specific things from their lists. I got Ella a few Stitch-themed things, including a paint-your-own Stitch figure, a pack of Stitch-themed fruit-scented lip glosses, and a snuggly Stitch blanket for her bed. Today, I went round to visit the girls again. I mentioned how I'm glad I've finished my Christmas shopping, and Olivia asked whether I had got her the heatless hair curling set she asked for. I said, maybe, maybe not, you'll have to wait and see. For the record, I have indeed got it for her. Ella overheard this conversation and said, I want you to get me a heatless curler too. So I said, sorry Ella, you're a bit late, I've already bought all your Christmas presents. She then asked what I had got her, and I said Stitch stuff. At that, she looked annoyed and said, what? I don't want Stitch stuff. I said, last time I was here I asked you what you wanted and you said Stitch stuff, so that's what I've got you. She replied, no I didn't. She definitely did, because I wrote it down there and then, and her sisters helped me think of a few Stitch things she might like. I was half expecting this because Ella has a habit of changing her mind about what she wants, weeks after she has already asked for something and I've already bought her presents. It was par for the course when she was little, but now she's 8 and I do feel she ought to know better by now. I really don't need the hassle of returning all the stuff I bought, that's already wrapped and under the tree, and getting her something else, but I do kinda feel bad for her. Would I be the asshole for sticking to my guns and giving her the Stitch stuff even though she now apparently doesn't want it? Would it be a good idea to help her learn the lesson that she has to be sure when she asks for things and can't just change her mind with no notice? Or am I being too harsh on an 8-year-old? I mean, I'm hesitant to call an 8-yo an asshole, but not the asshole. As a mother of an 8-yo girl, I'd say for you to stick with what you got her. Girls that age like what their mates do, and want to show off what they have. My daughter's mates are always gloating about the latest Stitch stuff. You got it right, she just wants what her sisters have. You just tell her, I did what you asked, but you can always spend any money you get for Xmas in the sales for what you didn't get that you wanted. I've had to say this as I've now finished my girls list and she's trying to add on Doctor Who stuff. Had you kept silent on finishing Christmas shopping, this problem would not have emerged. Another example of the less information you provide the better in multiple cases. Not the asshole, but can't you soften the no by saying you can get it for her next birthday or next Christmas or something? Or you could have kept your answer non-specific and positive, and said you got her what she asked for last time you saw her, but not remind her what that was, and just tell her to wait and see, as well. So not the asshole for not buying all new presents, but slight YTA for how you handled the situation. Not the asshole. She asked for Stitch stuff and that's what you got her. I wouldn't set the precedent that she can just change her mind after you said you're done shopping. She can ask mom or dad or Santa for heatless curl set. Also, as a mom of an almost 8-year-old, I would be hesitant giving an 8-year-old a heatless curl set. I think the Stitch stuff is much more age appropriate. I've seen your responses, op. The lighting the birthday candles of her sister's cake so the little one can blow them out first, the gift on her sister's birthday, no. I've worked with children for many years in the behavioral RHELM. The adults in her life need to stop reinforcing her behaviors and start teaching her prosocial ones. 8 years old is not cute anymore and I can only imagine what she's like in a classroom or with peers.